Hello, my name is Tanya, and this is Clueless in Suburbia. Simba. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Today I have with me my friend Nicole and Ruby.
She has a lot to say always.
Yeah. All right, so Nicole and I have known each other for quite a while. How many years would you say at this point?
Honestly, almost like 10 years. I
Yeah.
really feel like it's been a while.
And I love it because I feel like we're kind of polar opposites in some ways, but
Definitely.
we always kind of find things to connect about. I always appreciate the fact that she's one of the only people I know that like has a blog, and I always love that about you. And she doesn't gatekeep, which I always really appreciate as well.
Tanya,
Yeah.
that's so polite. Thank you. I always think that you're so like individual and cool and confident, and everything about you is just awesome. I mean, like your TikTok blew up like immediately, and that's just because you're you. So I think that's great, and I love this podcast. So thank you for having me. I'm honored.
No problem. I'm consistently shuddering in anxiety.
No, but same. You should like. I'm sweating. Like underneath this, I'm dripping in sweat.
She keeps asking my boyfriend for like hits of his vape.
Don't expose me. I'm like not like a what's it, like a upfront like smoker. I'm like a closet, but that's fine. You know, everyone has their anxiety coping mechanisms, and we will air this, so that's fine.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, to get into it, my first full loaded question that I ask everybody, and I think is the best question to start off with first, is what is your top 5 favorite movies? No particular order.
Okay. I'm just gonna preface this by saying, like, if you look behind us, I've never seen this movie. Like, honestly, probably Tanya's top 5 I've never heard of before.
No, this is Dylan's top 5.
Oh.
He like has tattoos of this, and look at all the.
But you've seen this before, I
Yes.
assume, right? Yeah. My husband was like, "Why would she ever have you on? Like, you don't know cinema. You're not cultured. You haven't seen this." So, my movies are very basic. I categorize it as like my comfort movies, I guess, like movies you can watch over and over and over and not get sick of. So, I would have to pick up my dog first before I go on.
Ruby's
So-
a visual entertainment for
Yes,
this
she
episode,
is.
hands down.
So, Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay. That's a great movie. I feel like that's like such a good, it's definitely early 2010s that came out, but I remember a lot of people were really excited about it when it came out. I think I saw it in the movies.
I think I did too. And you know what? It's got like a star-studded cast. Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Emma Stone, Kevin Bacon makes an appearance.
Yes.
It's like a really good cast. Uptown Girls.
Uptown Girls, I would probably say is in my top 10. Uptown Girls is great. I would say it's probably my favorite Brittany Murphy movie.
Yeah.
But it's so solid. I feel like even just young Dakota Fanning. Did you see that in the movies when you were younger?
Yes, and I wanted to be Dakota Fanning. Like, oh my God, who didn't though?
Little New York rich girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally, exactly.
I saw that in the movies when I was younger, and I remember seeing it with my cousin Melissa, and I remember we were really young when that came out, so I just remember me and her like being in the movie theater when we were little and watching the whole thing in complete silence. Like, you know, usually like when we went to the movies, I feel like we would like do little whispers to each other, but I feel like me and her were quiet the whole time. The movie ended, and me and her just both looked at each other and went, "That was so cute."
Yes, like you just any movie that like draws emotional appeal is like such a great movie.
Sheets of Egyptian Cotton. The song.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, wait, that's one of my favorite movies, and I don't even know what you're talking about. That's my anxiety talking. Don't mind me.
Is this the first podcast you've ever been on?
This is the first podcast I've ever done. I talk with my girlfriends on the phone all the time, and I'm always like, we should start a podcast. Our banter is so funny. And then give me a microphone and put a light on me, and I'm sweating and I'm nervous.
It's
so
okay. I mean, it's been a learning thing for me. I feel like I was very nervous. I've been getting more used to it. I try not to like chug a ton of caffeine before I do it, because that's what, like, it's funny, my boyfriend went to Dunkin' Donuts for this, and he's like, "Do you want coffee?" And I'm like, "No, I already had one. I feel like if I have another one, I'm gonna be like,
oh my God, me
too shaky."
chugging like a Red Bull before this. I'm like, I gotta wake up. So yeah, I'm just gonna lean into it, and hopefully it's cute and not embarrassing. So moving on, number 3, I would say Grease.
Okay.
I know that might be controversial because it's a musical, but it's a classic that could come on right now and I would want to watch it, and I would leave it on.
I actually, it's funny because I'm not a huge musical person, but I remember when Grease, okay, so when I was in like preschool, Grease was like one of those weird movies that all the kids were fixated on, and I brought it to like preschool. I got to choose like the movie VHS of the week to bring to school,
my
and I
God.
chose to bring Grease, and I remember all the kids thought I was like so cool for being in Grease, and we all thought it was like a new movie because we're like small brain little kids.
Of
We don't
course.
realize it's like an old movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like I always had like a little nostalgia, like love
Yeah.
for it in my heart
It's-
because of that.
It's so great. And who doesn't love like a good like love story, happy ending? Number 4, Hunger Games, which might be like a little bit weird, a little bit cliche, but I just think that plot of the movie is so captivating.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of like introducing that social political problems to like a younger audience, and especially the book, like reading that as like a younger girl.
Yes.
I was like maybe 12 when I read it. So it did a really good job of like introducing like hard like topics like I'm losing my train of thought, but
It's okay.
it did a really good job of like showing like discrepancies in like different types of groups of people. I'm explaining this really poorly.
It's okay. Do you ever see like in nowadays, like with the Met, like I feel like we both like the Met Gala. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and because I feel like so many people hate it because people like it's I don't know super rich people flaunting around their fashion and their
Yes,
bouginess.
yes.
But I feel like I always see it and then I'm always like I just like the fashion art
Yeah.
aspect of it. But then all the comments are like the Hunger Games, the Hunger Games, the Hunger Games.
Yes. No, exactly. But you know, I love it. And if I could watch that movie over and over and over again.
Did you well I read the books you read the books. I read the first two. I've read the first 2 books. I saw all the first movies. Did you see the prequel that came out?
I did.
It was really good.
It was really
I
good.
Surprised.
And they're making another one too. So I'm happy to see it like being revived and like appreciated again in another life. I think it was on the cover of Time magazine or maybe People. Like I had a whole edition like celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Hunger Games.
Oh
So
my God, I can't believe it's been. I remember seeing those in the movies too. I didn't real. That's crazy that was 10 years ago.
yeah, so I think it's really, you know, that cast is really good too. That was Jennifer Lawrence's, I think, breakout role. Or
I think it was definitely the thing that put her on the map, like really put her on the map at the time.
Remember Silver Lining Playbook?
Silver Lining Playbook, that was big too.
Was that right before?
It was. I feel like she had like 2 solid years where she was in everything.
Yeah.
and it was during that time.
Yeah.
Also, do you remember Divergent? I think
Yes.
that came out, but I definitely preferred Hunger. I saw Divergent in the movies as well, but I feel like I always really preferred Hunger Games.
Yeah, I never saw Divergent before, but that's what Shailene.
Shailene Woodley.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's cute, like her. And lastly, you probably have never seen this movie before, and if I didn't get married, I probably wouldn't have seen it either. Father of the Bride,
I've never seen that, so.
but with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Okay.
So they're notoriously funny on SNL. Their
Yes.
humor is great, and it's just like an old timey, like beautiful, funny, like a rom com. You know.
What year did it come out? Do you know? Or
Oh
at
boy,
least
probably
decade?
like maybe the 80s.
Okay.
But it's with oh my gosh, I don't even know her name, but I don't even know like the lead actress's
It's
name.
okay.
But
oh wait, I don't have my phone. I was gonna say we're allowed to Google on here.
okay.
I don't mind.
Wait, I literally have like a whole giant Google Docs and reasons. Hold on.
Do you remember like because I always think of Steve Martin. My first initial thing is always Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh my god, yes.
Which was like also a remake, but with like Hilary Duff and like early 2000. I feel like that I had my mom always used to get those for me for Christmas on DVD.
Wait, I was gonna also bring up like Mary Kate and Ashley, like just such core like. Let me see. Let's see. So I know his daughter is named as Annie.
Nicole also brought a whole iPad with like.
I have all my like footnotes on here, and I'm forgetting everything. I don't know her name, but anyway. Brad Paisley saw the movie, you know, the country singer, and he was like, I'm going to marry that girl. And then he really did marry her, and now they're still married. So,
That's a fun fact.
I know if you're watching this, you're probably going to be screaming her name out, but I don't know her name, and I apologize for that.
It's okay.
So,
Father of the Bride. Oh, also with Steve Martin. Did you ever see? So this might be in the same vein as that movie. This is like an '80s movie with Steve Martin. Parenthood. Did you ever see that?
no, but is it a comedy?
It is. It's really good. It actually has a really young Joaquin Phoenix. It has a really young Joaquin Phoenix in it. It's really excellent. I feel like if that is in the same vein as Father of the Bride, you probably would really enjoy it. Nicole also surprised me with little slippers as a podcast starting gift.
I just thought this was very like movie-esque, so
Cozy.
we could be matching. And Ruby is going to town on it, so this is what we're
Aw.
dealing with right now. And we're as long as it's not the microphone or the wires, we're gravy.
Simba.
That's our girl.
So cute. Did you name her after? Why did you name her Ruby?
I don't know. My husband was like, "Isn't Ruby a cute name?" And
It
I
is
was
a cute
like,
name.
"It is a cute name, and you're paying for the dog, so you can name the dog." So that's kind of where we went with that.
There you go.
But she's a good girl.
All right. So next question. That's all 5 of yours, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite out of your 5 is Uptown Girls. Throwing that
Yeah.
out there. I
Well-
love I love it. It really is. I feel like that's one of my most rewatchable comfort movies.
Do you think what draws you to that movie? Do you like relate to it? Do you have like a
I don't know if I think I do relate to it in a sense because I never want to grow up, and I feel like Molly, like Brittany Murphy's character, and it doesn't want to grow up. But I also think I just like loved the aesthetic of that movie because it's like New York,
Yeah.
like she's like an it girl, like she's the daughter of a rock star. I feel like that whole aspect. But I also just like love New York, and I feel like I always love New York movies.
Oh
and
yeah, I
that's-
romanticize it.
Same. I that's one thing I feel like I was when me and Dylan lived in Northern Virginia, DC area, I always was like, I miss being so close to the city.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever leave New Jersey just because you got the beach and the city like on both sides. So I definitely am in the same boat as you in that department.
Next question is, what was the first movie you saw in the movie theaters as a child?
I only know this because my mother told me
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh,
Okay.
and I went
Was
with
this cartoon or was this like
definitely not live action. Like I was gonna actually look up the year it came out, but I didn't get a chance to because I was too busy like having anxiety before this on the way here. But that's
Aw.
fine because it's all going away. But I don't remember that. But I actually have a question for you because a core memory for me going to movies as a kid with other like friends, moms and stuff, they would bring their own popcorn and their own drinks.
Okay.
And I was shooketh because we never did that in like my family. And like looking back, that's like maybe like a what's the word? Like something you take for granted maybe, or like not
Okay.
realizing that like not everyone can do that. Like
Yes.
so that was like a shocking thing for me. Like did you ever like come from a family that like
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I definitely remember my parents, we would like, especially for candy, we would go to like the dollar store. I feel like even when I was like a broke kid in high school and stuff like that
Yeah.
in college, like I would go to like the Rite Aid near in Marquee Plaza and like go buy candy
Oh, yeah,
there and,
I would
and
do that
sneak it in.
too.
I even do that now because it's like the prices are so crazy. But
Agreed.
I feel like, but I can't really remember. I feel like I kind of remember my parents maybe buying like popcorn, but candy, I don't think
Yeah.
they liked paying for when we went.
nobody does, but that was like a core memory for me. I just was like, I can't believe we're not buying snacks right now. And that's something I just took for granted. And I wanted to make mention of that. But the movie I remember seeing in theaters is Spy Kids 3D.
God, it's so good.
It just was like such a shock seeing that. Like I remember seeing it with my brother and like, I don't know, everything coming out at you. Like I actually watched it again recently with my husband and the quality was awful. Like,
Yeah.
but like, oh my gosh, that movie like was such like a game changer. You felt so immersed.
The funny thing is, I was watching or reading something recently, and they were talking about how Robert Rodriguez, he's the creator, director of Spy Kids. So all of his other movies, for the most part, are like horror movies or some sort of like just creepy action-packed movies. But his most successful franchise is Spy Kids, which is it's just like comical.
That's funny.
That's like was his breadwinner out of
Yeah.
everything. That's an awesome version. I might have honestly seen that in the movies as well. I think I saw the second one. But yeah, Junie, and I can't remember. Oh my God,
Carmen.
Carmen and Junie.
Yes.
And then Junie is now married to Megan Trainor.
Yep, and
which
then
I think is hilarious.
Alexa Vega is married to a Big Time Rush boy band.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're cute together. She like grew up really pretty and he's adorable. So it's-
Nickelodeon star, Nickelodeon. Oh no, Spy Kids wasn't like Disney or anything like that.
No, it just was like existing in its own like fantastical universe.
I love it. I always wanted like I think this is the first movie where they had like the microwave where they just like put the little thing in
Yes.
and it pops up, but like McDonald's.
I wanted the pigtails like Emily Osment. You know how she flew
Yeah.
away? I was like, holy crap, if that could be me, like I would be unstoppable.
Um, so those are great choices, or those not choices, but those are great like memories. I feel like to have in the movies and seeing
Yes.
movies as a child. Oh, Ruby's causing chaos. Oh no, she's got the. I had a tissue.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm trying to think. All right, next question. I'm gonna roll with. Hold on, wait. Intermission, doggy intermission.
Ruby, Elizabeth, Marie, Antoinette. I don't even know.
Does she have your last name, or does she have your husband's last name?
Yeah, she's a gray now, so she takes after him. She's naughty.
Love that. And then, how old is she now?
3 months yesterday, so she's still baby. She's still learning. We'll give her grace. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna. Nick called me, and I just want to make sure that he knows that I'm alive. And he's I want him to troll me on here, maybe.
That's the wait. She's chewing on the thing. It's like the randomest piece of.
Yeah, she's teething. She's a little brat.
Aw.
Hi, I'm on the podcast. I just wanted to check in and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, I called you and I forgot. I just remembered you were doing that shit. All right, yeah.
Okay.
You can when you're done. I'm going home now.
Okay, love you.
All right, I love you.
Bye. All right. He was nice. He was polite.
He has an accent.
You think he's got an accent?
I feel like there's a slight accent there.
He's really is anyone ever like really Italian if we're born here? But like he like leans into his like this emoji. Like he's always like. Why do you think he sounds like a different accent?
I feel like he has like a very slight. Where's he from? Does he have like? I feel like almost like very slight Staten Island-y accent.
Oh, I mean he's from like Monmouth County. You know, he's like fake Staten Island.
I'm thinking that he's like from straight Staten Island.
Okay, intermission over. Ruby, you come back here as I'm like almost dislocating her limbs.
It's okay. Wait, you have my microphone now.
Oh my God,
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I love the chaos of it. It's fun.
Oh my God, Ruby.
I'm just trying to double check. Oh yeah, we're still recording.
Okay. Great.
All right. All right. Next question that I like getting into is what is your favorite? What was that? Why did that? Sorry, we just had something.
Did I do that?
Oh yeah.
I did?
Yeah. Wait. You unplugged. You unplugged the. That's why I was like, wait. Why did the? Oh my God.
Oh my
this
God.
is actually probably really entertaining for visual watchers.
I'm so sorry. I was like,
we both looked around like, where did the light turn off?
I'm so sorry.
Anyway. All right. Next question.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh yeah. What is your go-to movie theater snack when you were a child, and even if it's still the same thing growing up like now that you're older?
As a child, snow caps.
Okay.
I was actually I tried to DoorDash them like here before I came, and they wrote me they're like no snow caps. I was like just refund me like crap.
Oh my God.
I like was trying to put a lot of thought into it, but like right now, honestly, like a Coke Slurpee. I don't know if that's like a snack or not, but like popcorn's a given. But a nice.
That's what you got when we went to the movies.
Yeah.
You got popcorn.
Yeah. Me and Tanya both actually left the movie theaters like with our leftover popcorn, and we're like, we're gonna bring these home to our mans because
I got the pretzels.
Yes.
I got the pretzels.
Yeah, like all our leftovers. I can never finish like movie snacks. I feel like popcorn's always good fresh.
Snow caps are good. I feel like I went through a snow caps phase when I was little, but that is a go-to. And then it's funny that you said the Coke slushie because one of the other girls I had on, one of hers was like the blue
Yeah.
like which I feel like that even still to this day. Sometimes I go to 7-Eleven, I'm like, these are so good.
Yeah.
But then I feel awful, like my insides are melting after I eat them, after I drink the whole thing.
Same. For some reason, Coke feels less like artificial, even though it's probably 10 times worse because it's got the caffeine in it. But here I live to tell it. So,
that's a great answer though. I'm looking at your.
oh,
I keep,
my notes.
I keep peeping at the iPad that she has with all her little notes.
So I have like all the reasons why like I picked the movies in case and I also have what makes a good movie. I was a journalism student and a public relations student, and I took a film critic class, and our final was we had to go see a film in the movies and write about it. So like I was like, how is this the same brain like right now that earned a bachelor degree like basically like in this like space, because I don't remember anything. I don't remember what makes a good movie. All my taste is very white girl, so here I
It's
am.
okay. That's why I feel like I feel like I've gotten that a few times. That everyone's kind of like that's what I like want to have so many different people on this, because I like hearing everyone's different. Everyone's gonna have their different choices
Yeah.
for it, which I really appreciate, and I just like hearing, because I feel like everyone likes movie. I think I've had a few people say they don't want to do the podcast, which I am completely fine with. But some people are like, I just don't really like movies.
Yeah.
And I get it, but
This was such a fun question because I asked everybody like in my circle like the questions that you sent me, and I like learned so much about like my dad, like some of my like best girlfriends. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have a favorite movie? Like, you know what I mean? So, but I get it. And some like honorable mentions for me. Borat is like my like I don't want to say my favorite movie because don't cancel me.
it's the randomest movie. It's kind of funny.
It's so funny. Like I don't know why. Like
My wife.
yeah.
That's all I think of. My wife.
My husband texts me that like every other day. Like my wife. Such a funny movie, and don't cancel me. And I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I go feral for Spider-Man. December 17th, 2022, I think, or 2021 is when the Spider-Man No Way Home came out with Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, whatever. That was like my Christmas. I was so hyped for it. And
you got all dressed up.
Yeah.
For it. You wore like a Spider-Man suit. I do remember
That's,
seeing
like,
you post about that.
so embarrassing. Like I like.
Whatever floats your boat. Hey, I mean, like it's boring living life on like,
I know.
you know what it's like. I feel like living life on such like neutral tones. Like you're living it up.
Yeah.
You're gonna think about it when you're older and be like, remember when I was like having fun like that? Now, and then you're like,
When I'm older, that was like my brain was fully developed. Like I'm 28 now. I did that when I was 25. Frontal lobe all the way there.
frontal.
So, do I regret it? No, but I still love the Marvel universe. So
I like Deadpool. I feel like I'm not like a huge Marvel person, but I don't know if Deadpool, like I feel like Deadpool I appreciate stuff like that.
they're definitely like parallel. I've never actually seen Deadpool.
Really,
Yeah.
it's definitely like more raunchy from what
Yeah.
from what I understand. Like they're rated R. I think they're good. I just saw actually yesterday. Which I hope. Have you been noticing that there's like AI trailers?
Yes.
For things like I had someone at work show me an AI trailer for something, and I was like, it's really Back to the Future, and I was like, that's not real. I was like,
Yeah.
that's AI, and they were like, looked at me kind of weird, and then was like, maybe it is AI, and I was like, oh, this is horrifying. Like this is duping people now.
Oh my god, I know the movies these days like Wicked's coming out.
Yes.
You know, I know that's like a question to anticipate, like what I'm looking forward to coming out with. Wicked, they're saying that the colors of Wicked like are so dull, like in the set is so like AI that like it doesn't like match up to like what Wizard of Oz was like back in the day, because it was like a real set and stuff. So I find all that stuff like really interesting.
The next question I'm going to get into is, what is a movie you think is underrated?
Age of Adeline. So I don't know if that one like won any awards or anything.
I think that was like, to be honest, because I really like that movie. I love Blake Lively because Gossip Girl. I think that was like a direct to DVD movie or direct to streaming, like right when streaming I feel like really got big. But I remember watching that too and like telling my like girlfriends, being like, you have to watch this. It was really good. I feel like you'll like it. And like Serena van der Woodsen, like is in it. Like
So I think I saw like a clip of it on TikTok, which is kind of cool about TikTok because I'm like, oh, like I would have never watched that movie for like if it wasn't for that one clip. So I really like that movie. And anything with Mark Ruffalo, like outside of the Marvel universe, he's been through so much and like is so resilient. And his acting, he like really fought hard to be an actor. So like, I don't know, watching his work is like really, I don't know, I love him.
I always think of him, like the movie that pops in my mind when I think of him is 13 Going on 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's so cute in that movie. And I don't know if that's like a hot take, but you're cute too. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's adorable and funny.
That's your man crush? Your
yeah.
Your actor man crush to some extent?
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
What is a movie that you think is overrated?
This is also a hot take. I feel like I'm going to get canceled.
I've gotten some very controversial responses to this question. You'd be surprised, yeah.
So I grew up dancing, so I'm just going to preface that. And I love dance, but Dirty Dancing, I know it's like a cult classic. What is the plot of the movie? Like, can you even tell me other than Patrick Swayze is hot?
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like that's a movie I've never fully sat down and fully watched through. I've only ever seen bits and pieces of it when it was on like TNT when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I never could understand why it was so big. I like Patrick Swayze in it. He's like, I do like him in the 90s, like some of the roles and 80s that he played.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I always thought Baby was like so annoying in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, and I can't relate to her because when she's like a rich girl, like I don't know, I was just I wasn't into it.
The plot, I've seen that movie so many times because at one point it was my favorite movie, but like every time I watched it, I was like, what is this plot? Like the only good part about it is like the 3-minute dance scene at the end. So if that's your favorite movie, your opinion is wrong, politely.
Nobody has said that movie at all about anything so far. But yours is probably the first classic like 80s movie. Like everyone's been giving me modern movie, like more newer movies where they're overrated so far.
Like give me one. I'm curious because
somebody said, have you seen that?
A while ago. I thought it was good. Like anything with like a twist.
Yeah.
That makes me like go, oh my God, I want to watch that again. Like knowing what I know now, I consider it like a good movie.
Somebody else, I don't know if you saw this Saltburn. That's like a newer one.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I feel like, I don't know. You probably see, I feel like you would see it and probably be like, because it is like very like luxurious. It's kind of like Gossip Girly where it's like about a very rich, prominent family, but then like someone trying to snake their way in, kind of like with Gossip Girl with like Joe doing that. And or no, not Joe. Oh my God, I'm thinking of the wrong
Joe
name.
Go, the same guy, Dan.
I'm thinking of you.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan Humphries. I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
Like the same actor. But it's very interesting. It's in this big like grand estate, and it's like early Y2K like fashion-y and stuff. Like it's very. I think you probably would like it, but there's scenes in it that are just like kind of gross that you probably be like, well.
I've seen a couple things on TikTok, and I was like, I don't know if like that's something I want to dive into, but maybe if I saw different clips, like it would intrigue me. But right now, it's a no from me, dog.
But you might appreciate the fact that Barry Keoghan is in it, and he's like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I'm a big Sabrina stan.
Me too.
And I will die on that hill.
All right, I think this is almost pretty much our final question for the most part. Is what is a movie that you are looking forward to that's coming out in the future?
It's Fly Me to the Moon, and I'm so surprised that like not a lot of people have seen it coming out. Oh my God, that really hurt. Okay. Please hold while I give my dog my shoe. So it's starring Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. We saw the trailer in the movies when we were watching Challengers, and I was like, I want to see this so bad. And it's basically about faking the moon landing. And I love conspiracy theories. I'm not like a woo-woo, like believing everything that like is thrown at me, but anything that has like a reasonable like list of reasons why it could be true, like that makes me like raise an eyebrow, like I can appreciate. And I know a lot of people believe that they faked the moon landing, and I'm not here to say that they did or they didn't, but it's funny because if they did, they're like throwing it right in our face. Like, here's a movie about how we did it. So I like to like view all angles of stories, and that's what I'm not saying that I'm a journalist right now, but when I went to school, that's what you learn to view all sides of the story before forming an opinion. So
I feel like with that movie too, we when we saw that, I hadn't even we saw the trailer for that when we saw Challengers, which Challengers was absolutely amazing. I think that's one of my favorite movies I've seen this year so far. Like,
me too.
Yeah, I have like a list right now of like 100. I'm watching 100 first time movies this year. That's what I'm trying to reach. But I'm up to 60 now, and Challengers is still in like my top 5.
I know, me too. I was gonna like put that on my list, but I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to like a theme of like movies that I could watch without getting sick of.
But with the Fly Me to the Moon, I feel like when we saw the trailer for, you had I think seen it before.
Yes.
You immediately were like excited about it. I'm like, that was the first time I had even heard of that movie. And I still haven't really seen anything about it since. And we saw Challengers over a month ago at this point.
Yeah, I think it's coming out in July. She's just eating the slipper behind here.
But I feel like that looks like a good one. And I kind of like that they are like poking fun at it. Like they're not making it like so dramatic or anything like that. But I like that they're like, it's a fun play on it.
She's fun. She'll wondering what the light is.
It's so funny how she's like, I see a space that's like kind of shorter than me. I have to go underneath. Oh, now she's looking at herself in the mirror for a second.
Dylan, she's coming for you.
I think we're perfectly almost at 30 minutes, which is funny because that's what I said.
Yes, you
every
did.
I'm like, everyone's just about rounded out to 30 minutes. So now that we're towards the end, again, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming
having
on.
me. Thank you for dealing with my chaoticness and sweatiness.
This was good. I feel like we had good conversation.
Oh,
flow
me
the
too.
Whole time.
Like, as soon as you slam that laptop, I'm going to be like, oh my God, we did it. Let's do it again. So, and I have to send an email I've been dreading to send. So that's
work.
Yeah. So like, that's what I'm going to be able to get that off my chest after this. So
yeah, I want to thank you so much. Like I said, I feel like this was actually probably one of my favorite ones I've done so far.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to lie. I've
Thank
done
you.
8 so far, and yours, I feel like,
can
is
you
up
like
there.
put that in writing and send it to my husband and say Nicole actually had some pretty like
And I feel
hot
like you weren't
takes?
that nervous. I feel like you were so nervous, but I feel like you actually like were pretty good the whole time.
When you hug me goodbye, you'll see how like you'll like feel how hot my back is.
Oh, it's like, well, at least you brought the visual entertainment of Ruby.
Oh my God, thank you. You know, you get nervous because you care. I know, like this is like your, you know, because I don't know. So
This is for fun. I feel like my aspiration for this is not anything, because I don't think this is anything that's gonna obviously get me famous or anything stupid like that. But like,
don't say that. Don't say that.
I'll manifest it.
Yes.
But I feel like I really like the aspect of this with documenting just people because I think the people I know in real life are the most interesting people.
Mhm.
Like,
Ditto.
and that's why I like documenting these type of moments like this, and just like documenting things about people I know and hearing their responses and learning new things.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that you're starting this. And if you want to be on Tanya's podcast, shoot her a DM, like, subscribe, right? Smash the follow button. I don't know, what do the kids say these days?
Yeah. Do you want to like shout out any of your social media or anything like that?
You can follow my blog, Get Chic by Nicole, on all platforms. However, I haven't really been posting too much because I haven't really been like inspired or like have time to. But this just, you know, kind of inspired me. So maybe I'll get back at it. So thank you for listening to me if you made it this far.
Thank you for listening as well. And I hope everyone had a nice time listening to us banter.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.